Hey everyone, Republic Jim here. I'm just in the process of driving on our upper property, heading to a spot to camp out for the night. Not doing any kind of survival type scenario this time. This is going to be a bit of a luxury camp out with the equipment that I'm hauling along in the Jeep. So it'll be kind of a change from the routine, but I'm still going to practice a lot of my survival skills, and I wanted to get up here in the daylight and set up my camp area and have a chance to practice some of these things in the daylight. All right, well, here is my what's left of my winter campsite. Had part of a sleeping platform there. There's where I had my log fire. Got my pack and a bag of stuff in here. Like I said, I'm not traveling light because I have the Jeep, but just kind of coming in here, getting situated. Okay, I don't think the whole length of the ridgeline will show up on camera because I have kind of a limited field of view here, but I learned this technique from a channel called Stokermatic, and I will link to that video in the description below, but it's a pretty slick setup. So I have my ridge line already tied. It's got all these knots every few inches, and I just deploy. I'm taking longer than necessary, just I'm kind of fumbling around here, learning as I go. But can't really beat it for speed of setup and takedown. And just like that, one ridge line. Well, I wanted to show my sleeping platform here before I lose too much light and before I get it covered up. I still need to adjust it a little bit, get that bottom corner straightened out, but as you can see, I notched out some short rounds down below there to set the cross pieces in, and then those cross pieces are notched to hold these guys in place. They just rest up against that part, and the tension on the bed here prevents them from going anywhere. That right there is the Amazing Wilderness Camp Cot, which really is a great, very simple, lightweight product. Makes a good bed that you can assemble quickly like that, as long as you have a saw or hatchet or something to process some wood. But so, you know, that makes for a secure bed to lay on there and get off the ground. Then I have this Gear Doctor's sleeping pad that I'm going to put on it just to make it a little more comfortable, and that has a bit of a built-in pillow too. And then I'll be using a sleeping bag too, even though I probably wouldn't need it. I thought about just using my emergency bivy bag for the practice, but I thought, yeah, I'm having a luxury camp out, so might as well go full bore with the sleeping bag and everything. Well, I finally got back to filming now that I have some water on the stove and heating up. I've got a big mess of a fire lay there ready to light if I need to, and then once I get it going I put the top log on. But I might do it just for practice, but I don't think I'm going to actually need it as far as temperature because it's still well over 60. But I got my camp stove here. The water's already starting to steam, should be boiling soon, and then I'll be able to get that gourmet freeze-dried dinner going. What do we have? Chicken pot pie with mashed potatoes. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Actually, I'm not expecting much, but it's good practice to eat that sort of thing and get by with it. I've got a backup light bulb up there, one of those LED ones that screws into a socket, and then when power's out, it comes on battery charge. I have another LED over here, one of those wall mount ones with the switch, which looks kind of funny mounted on a tree, but I can turn that on and have a pretty bright light if I need it. Good morning, everyone. It's about 4:45. As you can see, the sun's coming up nicely. The sky is looking very cool with stripes of pink. And I was woken up by the sound of deer blowing and doing their alarm. There's a few deer running around over there. They seem to be a little startled that I'm here and that my Jeep is parked out in the middle of everything. So I never did end up lighting the fire off overnight. I slept right through it. It was very comfortable. And yeah, did not get cold at all. It feels a little chilly outside of the bag, but it was very comfortable in the bag. So probably shortly I'll go ahead and light that for a little while anyway, just for the practice, like I said. But yeah, wasn't necessary, very comfortable. Well, the coffee pot is going now. It's already starting to smell good. Looking forward to that. It's just a beautiful morning. Watching the sky get lighter. It's currently about 42 degrees, so feels a little bit chilly, but I'm still just wearing what I was yesterday, shorts and a t-shirt. Well, obviously I went ahead and lit off the long fire. It's just starting to take off there and get the top log going. Got a bunch of stuff under it that's burning really quickly, so hopefully the top log will actually start burning well before all that small stuff goes out. But I don't want to burn it too hot or for too long anyway, but good way to get a little practice with my fire building skills and do a fire lay that I don't normally do. It's starting to put out a fair amount of heat now, and I've got my coffee pot sitting just back behind there just to heat it up a little bit without hopefully not getting it hot enough that it starts perking again. I've got some more curious visitors coming around here. I don't know how well it shows up, but there's some deer out there just the other side of my Jeep. They're all kind of looking at me, puzzled by what I'm doing. There we are. Hi guys. 4 of them out there. So it's about 10 after 6 this morning, and as you can see, the fire is burning nicely. I had to move my coffee pot back away from it a ways and Still keeping it plenty warm, but actually got it too close and melted a little bit of the plastic on the knob on top there. So fortunately I caught it before it damaged it to where it wasn't usable. But anyhow, one thing I'm realizing is the amount of heat that this 3-log long fire puts out. I could have easily spent the night without a sleeping bag at all, or a bivy bag or anything, because it's still just in the low 40s right now, and I feel quite warm laying here, just a few feet away from the fire. All right, I was going to do a little bit of work on friction fire, trying to do a Rudiger roll, but with the area I have to work in right there between my bed and the fire, it was putting out so much heat that I was scorching my leg trying to work next to it. So I doused a bunch of it, and I'm going to let it sit and smolder and cool down a bit before I throw some more water on it. But in the meantime, I might as well start taking down my shelter. So I wanted to show just how simple some of this stuff is, the attachments, using this Stoker ridge line. What I ended up doing up here to attach these other points on the tarp was just a binder clip that I put through the opening between the two pieces of paracord, clipped it onto the tarp, and then as tight as those are, it prevents the binder clip from pulling through. But to release it, all I have to do is just like that, pull it out of there, and that part's free. And then on this, hopefully I can do it with one hand. It's pretty tight, but just have to pull that knot through the, there we go, pull it out of the ridge line, and it comes down, and then so all I have to do is release, not that you can see, but just pull that through, pull the knot out of there, and that whole thing releases. Just that easy. And the same on the other end. Just pop that thing out of there. Down goes the tarp. Just loosen where this goes through the grommet and pull it out. The tarp's released there. I still have to get it off the trees in the back, but that's easy enough to do. And then, like I showed when I was setting this up on the ridge line, it's got a lot of tension on it, but just separate that, pull that through right there, and my ridge line is free on that end. Come over to this end, pull it through, get it off the tree, and just like that, my ridge line is down. All right, guys, it's just about 9 o'clock Monday morning on Memorial Day. I got all my camp picked up, took my bed apart, and I'll just leave those pieces for the next time that I feel like staying up here. I'm gonna have to, after I go down to the house, Gonna have to grab a few more gallons of water, come back up here and make sure that that fire is thoroughly drenched and out. And I'm just gonna leave my shovel here for the moment until I get done with that. But other than that, my campsite is back to the way it was, and I'm loaded up and ready to go four-wheeling back down the hill to the house. So it's been a fun little camp out. I got a chance to practice a few other things I wanted to. Some successfully, some not, but I know the things that I need to work on, and I know what I've gotten fairly good at now. So it was definitely good to have this opportunity. I hope you found it interesting, and until next time, it's been Republic Jim. Talk to you later.